Thank you very much. Would you bow with me now as we have our prayer? Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning for the opportunity we have together today in peace and in comfort and in small town America, where good things still happen, where people know each other, where they speak to each other, and where we can come together today, especially, and honor these new folks that are being inducted into the Kaufman Hall of Fame. Lord, thank you for this great country. We live in difficult times, we deal in scary times, but the good thing about America, we always come together, and we just need to stop and think about how blessed we are as a country, and to know that there are many, many good things going on around us, even in this county, in this community, and all over this area. Lord, thank you for guiding us and taking care of us. Thank you for your grace, for your amazing grace. Lord, we know that whenever you were on the cross, we were on your mind, and we should never forget that. Lord, thank you today for those that have prepared this food, and we pray now that you will bless it to the nourishment of our bodies. These things we ask in thy Son's holy name. Amen. Amen.
Before we begin our program, I need to make just a couple of more introductions. First of all, this would not be possible without the backing of our school board, and we would like to recognize members of our school board that are here today. Finally, we need to recognize Ms. Hobden and Ms. Fivecoat for preparing the room and making sure that all of this happens today. At this time, I would like to turn the program over to Ms. Amy Keith, principal of Kaufman High School.
Thank you, Dr. Blaylock. Kaufman High School has a rich history, a very impressive athletic resume that has been built through all of our programs through the span of many, many years. We're very fortunate that through all of those years, we live in a community that consistently is committed to supporting all of our student athletes, both current and past, and we really welcome you and appreciate all of your accomplishments that you've done, everything you've done to contribute to the foundation of our most excellent athletic booster and athletic program. On behalf of all of Kaufman High School students and staff, I'd like to congratulate you and commend you on all of your efforts and your dedication to our school. At this time, I'd like to introduce Coach Burleson, our athletic director and head football coach, as he comes to honor our 2018 Kaufman High School Hall of Fame inductees.
Good afternoon. Before I get started, if you guys need tickets for tonight's game, Miss Kathy Fivecoat will be selling those tickets. She has them right over here at the table nearest the door. So if you need tickets for tonight's game, see her. There's one group before I get started that I do want to recognize. They're a fun bunch if you hadn't talked to them. I think most of them are back in this corner over here. We have our 1968 graduating class. We've got several of them back there. This is 50 years, so we want to recognize those people. I think they're going to join us on the sideline tonight between the first and second quarters, so we'll be looking for that. Okay, now to begin, our first inductee, Brenda Payne. KHS tennis coach from 1999 to 2016. Coach Brenda Payne began her coaching career in Kaufman in 1999 and retired in 2016. Prior to coming to Kaufman, Brenda coached at Keller and Corpus Christi. She graduated from Grapevine High School in 1973 and was the first member of her family to attend college. She graduated college from Harding University in 1978 with a BA in physical education and business. When Brenda came to Kaufman, there were only 4 tennis courts and too few players to fill a team. She recruited students in the hallway and wherever she could find someone willing to play. Kaufman finished 3rd in the district in her first year, but improved to 2nd overall in the spring. The growth in student participation in Kaufman had Kaufman ISD building new courts for her in her 4th year. Coach Payne's teams were regulars at the UIL State Tournament. She coached the state champions in 2003 and 2015. She had 5 second and 5 third place in state, along with many other state qualifiers. After 13 years in Kaufman, her record was 245 and 89, or a winning percentage of 733. She achieved her overall 400th win in tennis in the spring of 2016 and retired with 446 wins in tennis. Very impressive. Coach Paine was selected as the regional team tennis director in 2009 for her expertise in initiation, development, and management of tennis tournaments. She was named to the Texas Tennis Coach Association Coach of the Year in 2009 and also received a crystal vase for 30 years of service of coaching tennis in 2012. In 2013, she was inducted in the Grapevine Student Hall of Fame, and in 2015, she was named UIL National Coach of the Year. She achieved all this while raising 3 children, Stephen, Jill, and Jenny, all of who played tennis for her on her tennis teams and were a big part of the success of her teams. All 3 went to state in either team tennis, individual tennis, or both. Stephen is a tennis coach in Allen. Jill has a successful business here in Kaufman, and Jenny served as an assistant coach under Brenda and was a junior high tennis coach at Kaufman ISD and is now the tennis coach at Frisco Independence High School. In 2009, Coach Paine started a tennis scholarship fund for graduating seniors. Money raised during the school year from tournaments and fundraisers go to each graduating senior from the tennis team. Thus far, over $30,000 has been awarded to this fund. Brenda and her husband, Steve, of 37 years, have 3 children, Stephen, Jill, and Jenny. They have 7 grandchildren, Jackson, Carson, Annabelle, Lorelei, Olivia, Pearson, and Pearlin. Her hope is to be watching one of them or all of them playing tennis in high school one day. We are honored to induct Coach Brenda Payne into the Kaufman ISD School Hall of Fame.
Well, first of all, I want y'all to know that I've got notes here because I didn't want to forget anything, but this is truly an honor for this induction, and it means very much to me. From a former student and a former colleague, Michael Lott, and the other tennis coach here in Kaufman, Chase Harden, to my principal that hired me, Kenny Cox. I probably wouldn't be here without him. And also the election committee. This is an honor I'll cherish forever, and I still truly believe that Kaufman ISD is the best school district in Texas. I just want y'all to know I'm one of 6 children. I grew up on a small farm in Euless. Of course, graduated from Grapevine High School, and in '78 when I took my first job, I several times went back and played against my former high school coach. And of course it was in volleyball. I wasn't a tennis player in high school, but she would always remind me that she'd say, you know, I can't lose today. And I would think, well, I'm going to have something to do with that. But she'd say, if I win, I win. If I lose, I win because I taught you. And that always meant a lot to me. She made a big impact on my future, and because of that, even though I pursued an administrator's degree, I decided that my true desire was to be a leader of students, and athletes, and I wanted to help them to strive to be the best that they could be later on in life. We moved to Kaufman in '99, and I, of course, spent 17 years teaching here before I retired. Kaufman has always been a blessing to me and my family. My husband and I both got to coach all three of our kids, and we made lifelong friendships, many of which I see in the room. And we also got to build a successful program here, and it wouldn't have been possible without the support of the administration here. So I really do thank you for this opportunity. Overall, at Kaufman, my team tennis teams qualified for state 12 of the 17 years. We had 32 individual state qualifiers. One was my son, Stephen, who came in second in state. My daughter, Jenny, who finished third in state 2 years in a row, once in doubles and once in singles. Also Chase Harden, again, tennis coach here. And my state champions, I gotta mention them, Connor Smith in singles, and Ashley Davis and Hunter Foster in mixed doubles. The current Kaufman tennis coach, Michael Lott, was a junior when I started coaching here. Definitely a fun year. So I like to kind of say that Michael's been with me from the very beginning. He became my assistant coach in 2009. 2009, and then the following year my daughter became my junior high and assistant coach. I believe that both of them helped to move the program to a higher level of achievement, and we all had a great working relationship. It was the most fun years of my whole life in coaching. We had a lot of laughs and a few tears, but mainly it was just laugh all the time. Michael's very good about that. My biggest supporter is my husband, Steve. He's a retired coach and educator too. There were many years that were tough because our children were young. Both of us were coaching, long hours, but we were able to make it through with the Lord's help and His blessings. Steve turned down a head coaching job when we first came to Kaufman in, I think it was softball, so that he could be my assistant in tennis and be able to help coach our three children. We've helped each other along the way through this roller coaster of life, and he's always supported me, so thank you very much, Steve. He's already mentioned our son, Stephen. He would have been here today, but thankfully his team pulled off probably one of the biggest upsets ever yesterday, winning over a third-ranked team in the state against the Woodlands, and so they're playing right now. They're actually playing right now in the finals of the regional tournament, so that's the reason he's not here. And again, he and his wife have blessed us with three of our grandchildren, Annabelle, Lorelei, and Olivia. My second child, Jill, she helped bring our tennis program, the Kaufman tennis program, to its first state qualification ever in 2002. She also played basketball and track, and she's blessed us with our three grandsons, two of which are here today, Jackson, Carson, and Pearson, and our other granddaughter, Pearlyn. Jill started two successful businesses here in Kaufman, and she currently works at one where she's a hairstylist and a boutique owner. Jenny was my assistant. She's working at Frisco Independence now. She qualified for state all 4 years in team tennis, and she also qualified for individual state, finishing third in each her junior year and again her senior year in doubles, and then in singles. She went to college on a Division I scholarship to University of Central Arkansas, and she graduated from Southeastern Oklahoma State University, where she played tennis and earned academic honors as well. Through all these years, the Lord has blessed me and my family very much, and He continues to bless us with our grandchildren. I've always known that my coaching career has been blessed beyond measure from the Lord, and it is He who gives me strength. In fact, my favorite Bible passage is I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I believe the Lord has been with me through all the wins, and He certainly has humbled me with the losses too. My team's always prayed before every match, and all the glory goes to Him. With 3 active children, a husband who was a football and baseball coach, and me coaching too, I had to rely on the Lord to give me the strength, the endurance, and the guidance to get through those, through every single day. I look back and I wonder how we made it through those years of late nights and long days. Jenny was only 2 years old when I resumed my coaching career after taking a short break to have kids. And that was in Corpus Christi. I know the Lord takes care of His children, and I'm thankful He has always been with me. And thank you again for this very nice honor. I appreciate it.
All right, now for our second inductee of the afternoon, David T. Ellis. KHS class of 1987. David Ellis graduated from Kaufman High School in 1987. Throughout his high school years, he played varsity baseball, basketball, and football, playing several different positions in each sport. He lettered in baseball 4 times, basketball twice, and football twice. He was a senior captain of the 1987 basketball team that went to the regional quarterfinals. He received all-district in baseball his junior year and senior year, and received all-district his senior year in basketball. He was a member of the 1985 by-district champion basketball team, the 1986 district and by-district champion line football team, and the 1987 district by-district and area champions for the basketball team. Mr. Ellis received his associate's degree from Trinity Valley Community College in 1989. In 1991, he graduated from East Texas Baptist with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Management. He played baseball at ETVU from 1989 to 1991. In 1990, he was named to the NAIA All-Academic Team. He received his teacher certification in 1996 from the University of Texas at Arlington, and his Master's in Education Administration from Concordia University in 2012. This is David's 23rd year in education, working as a teacher for 17 years, coaching football, baseball, and track for 15 years at the middle school and high school level, and currently as an administrator in Bastrop ISD for 6 years. In 2012, he was recognized as Bastrop ISD Rising Star Honoree. After a successful career at the high school and college as a high school and college athlete, David has dedicated his life to teaching, coaching, and mentoring young people in education. In his spare time, David works as a contract coach for the Round Rock Express Baseball Club select teams. In 2005 and 2007, he received the Austin Area Baseball Coaches Association All-Star Coach Award. He is a tenured member of the Texas High School Coaches Association and a member of the Texas Association of Secondary School Principals. David and his wife, Raina, have a son, Clay, who is 4 years old. His parents are Vernon and Patsy Ellis. Vernon was a standout athlete at Kaufman ISD, graduating in 1962. David also has a sister, Laura Ellis Summerall, KHS graduate of 1983. We are proud to induct David T. Ellis into the Kaufman ISD Sports Hall of Fame.
just going to say, first of all, try to ignore my wife and my son. I don't want to draw more attention to them, but that's our show over there, so we apologize. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee, the KISD School Board of Education, as well as our superintendent, Dr. Lloyd Blaylock, for making this honor possible and for placing a high priority on recognizing KISD graduates, especially student athletes. I'd also like to begin and say that I've never really accomplished anything in my life without God's help. And so I'm thankful that I had parents that established that in my life basically from birth. So that's the beginning. Thanks to Miss Kathy Fivecoat. Just want to say thank you for your sweet spirit. You really made me feel great about this honor. I'd also like to thank one of my KHS classmates, an almost lifelong friend, retired Lieutenant Colonel Randy Colbreth. He's the one who nominated me for this honor, and I actually told him it was a waste of his time, so I guess I was wrong. Thanks to my beautiful wife, Raina. She's always believed that I was special, and that's always been to my complete amazement. So, thanks for your unconditional love and support. Okay. Also, even though he's really oblivious to all this, I want to say thanks to my beautiful son, Clay David, a true God-given miracle. He's taught me more about what's important in life in the last 4 years than I learned the 45 before. Let's get all that over with now. I'd like to recognize my fellow honorees. I have no doubt I'm the very least qualified to be honored here today. And so to my distinguished colleagues, I say congratulations. I'm honored to be recognized at this time with you guys. I really appreciate your contributions. I'd like to say thanks to the coaches who coached me throughout my career. If it wasn't for that inspiration and that guidance, I probably wouldn't have chosen to get into athletics at all and continue it. There's too many to name individually, and I know that everybody feels that way. But good or bad, they were all very important to my success in their own way. I learned a lot of valuable lessons, of course, about sportsmanship, character, how to work with others, putting the team above yourself. And guys, those are things that we all apply on a regular basis every day. I know I do in my job. So I just wanted to ask a quick question. How did I get here? That's a great question because I really don't know. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. Because all I tried to do was just to give my best and do my best with whatever God gave me. And most of all, I just didn't want to disappoint my mom and my dad. And I apologize, guys. I'm an emotional person. Not much of a Hall of Fame attitude, huh? So I say the most important thank you for last. Thanks to my mom and my dad, Vernon and Patsy Ellis. This is your honor. You gave me the greatest gift a boy could have, a stable Christian home, unconditional love and support, and the freedom to choose my own passion. I'll never forget the sacrifices you made to give me the chance to have the best opportunities possible. Thanks for always being there. Thanks for cheering for me, laughing with me, crying with me. Thanks for the pat on the back and the pats on the backside. You taught me to outwork others so that my talent could show. You taught me how to be a good teammate and respect others, and especially authority. Dad, thanks for coaching me at home and not at the game. It sounds like there's a few former coaches in there. It means a lot, it really does. You just have to understand. Mom, thanks for sitting on the cold, hard benches all those years, covering your eyes most of the time, and definitely covering your ears. You'd be surprised what an adult will say about 16-year-old boy that just struck out with the bases loaded. So I've tried to carry the lessons that my parents and sports taught me into my chosen profession of education, and I feel that because of the roots that were laid down for me here in good old Kaufman, Texas, that I've been able to impact literally hundreds of other kids as a coach and now as an educator. And guys, I just want to quickly make a note on that. You know, listening to Coach Paine, I'm telling you right now, I never really realized the impact that athletics and education in general, just the people who work in this great profession, have on the future until I was actually doing it. And I still don't I'm not really able to grasp it with my head what we do impact. And so anything we can do to recognize the things that are good about education and the things that are good about athletics, I think is a great thing. But just in closure, I'd like to again just thank everyone for even considering me to be worthy of this honor. I look forward in the future to continuing to support KISD and KHS in the future, and just for fun, you know, go Lions.
All right, so last but not least, our third inductee of the afternoon, Michael Cox. He was a member of the KHS class of 2007. Michael Cox is a 2007 graduate of Kaufman High School, graduating in the top 20% of his class. He was a who's who among American high school students for 4 years. He played varsity football and varsity baseball and lettered 2 years in football and 4 in baseball. Michael was first team all-district quarterback and offensive MVP his senior year. During his 4 years in baseball, Michael was an all-district selection each year. He was all-district third baseman as a freshman, all-district pitcher as a sophomore, first team all-district shortstop his junior and senior years. He was also the team MVP his junior year. Michael received his Bachelor of Science in Business Administration from East Texas Baptist University in 2011. While attending ETBU, Michael played baseball for 4 years. He played shortstop and left field. He led the NCAA in sacrifice hits his senior year and was all-conference. Michael played 2 years in the Louisiana Collegiate League. After graduating from college, Michael began a career at Atmos Energy. Michael says that having 4 different baseball coaches throughout my high school career, helped me learn about brotherhood, versatility, and how to embrace change. These life lessons helped me succeed through college and my career. Michael and his wife, Marissa, have 2 daughters, Madison and Riley. His parents are Alvin and Marcy Cox. We are proud to induct Michael Cox into the Kaufman ISD Sports Hall of Fame.
So like Mr. Ellis said, with his son over here, we left our kids at home so that we're about the place getting tore up. I just want to start off, first of all, I want to thank God for giving me the ability to play sports and guide me in the right direction in my life. I want to thank the selection committee for selecting me as one of this year's inductees. It means a lot to me. I never dreamed of standing up here accepting anything like this. So I really appreciate the selection committee. I want to thank the faculty and the staff of Kaufman ISD for giving me the opportunity to play sports and for teaching me life lessons needed throughout life. As a young adult going through high school, you learn a lot of life lessons, and a lot of those stay with you today and throughout your life. I want to thank my wife, Marissa, for being here and support of me. I also have some other family here supporting me today. I want to thank my grandparents, Vicki and Douglas Roberts. They've always been there for me and supported me throughout sports, school, anything, from taking us to school to picking us up. And last but not least, my parents. Sorry. I want to thank both of my parents for everything they've done for me, from mom staying up late and helping me finish projects at the last minute. Trust me, without mom, the project might not have got done. 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Walmart should have been here when I was in high school. They would have had a lot of money from us. And to my dad for always making sure that I was ready for the next game. Dad kept me on my toes and made sure that I was ready mentally and physically. He was always there to support me and make sure that he was, like I said, coaching at home and not at the game. But he always had me ready before the game started. And I just want to close it again by saying thank you to the selection committee and a big thanks to my parents.
Reminders for our inductees. Tonight at the game, we'd ask that you be there at 6:30. By the tunnel, we'll present you and your families. The announcer will present you and your families, and you'll walk through the tunnel before the game. The person that will be down there to meet you is Gavin Eastuck. He's one of our assistant principals, blonde, glasses. If you don't see him, find me. I'll be down there as well. As we've seen today, athletics plays a really important role in the lives of so many students. And so thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you at the game, and go Lions.